Guided by Emperor-sent visions, Marshal Maxim of the Black Templars gathered warriors for the TANHELM Crusade and made for the Kerabdim Nebula. The objective of this quest was the lost blade of Lionheart, a noble Emperor's champion who had fallen in battle fighting against the heretic witches of the sector. The TANHELM Crusade would recover his precious relic or die in the attempt. The words of the God Emperor came to Marshal Maxim as he meditated in his Spartan cell. Their meaning was unequivocal, as was their urging to haste. Yet Maxim was noted among his fellow marshals for his great strategic and spiritual wisdom. Poring over the charts of passage of law in the scriptorium of truths, Maxim discovered that in the Kerabdim Nebula held dark secrets. There were numerous tales of Eldari attached to the region, but worse was revealed as Maxim read on. Magnus the Red, demon primarch of the Thousand Suns, was a figure spoken of with such hatred in the Black Templar scriptures that words seemed to almost burst into flames upon the page. Recent texts asserted that the one-eyed demon primarch had fashioned a perverse and unnatural kingdom within a conquered swathe of the Emperor's realm, and that the Kerabdim Nebula lay upon its fringes. Lionheart, it seemed, had been a part of the ill-fated Vaughn Crusade that had sought to track down and slay the demon primarch in the God Emperor's name. Forewarned of the sorcerous nature of his enemies, Marshal Maxim assembled an elite force of Black Templars, including an unusually great number of those with the temperament for ranged warfare. If his crusade were to face great numbers of alien or heretic witches, he would require a furious fire support of Hellblasters, Devastators, and the likes to prevent his crusade squads from being picked apart by the sorcerer means before they could bring the fight to the foe. He also recruited many chaplains to his cause. The Eldari were known for their insidious illusions and duplicity. The Thousand Suns, for their part, were reviled for sorcerous manipulation. Marshal Maxim was determined that his warriors' minds and souls would be guarded against even the most cunning manipulations or whatever the enemies might meet. The chaplains would ensure that the crusade remained true to its purpose no matter what trials were laid before them. Most unusually of all, Marshal Maxim visited the prison-like quarters within which the Black Templar Navigators were held. These three-eyed mutants were held in high esteem on Terra, and throughout the wider Imperium were feared and prized for their ability to read the currents of the warp, and to guide void ships along these currents. Just like all chapters, the Black Templars make use of Navigators for these purposes, for there is no other way to traverse the vast distances across which the Imperium is scattered. Yet even such a sanctioned psychic mutants as Navigators and Astropaths are barely tolerated by the Black Templars and treated as little better than slaves or prisoners. None but Maxim's sword brethren know what passed between the Marshal and the wary Navigators during his audience, but when he emerged, no less than 4 of the powerful mutants walked behind him and were escorted hurriedly to his waiting strike cruiser by the harried-looking bodyguards. The chaplains of Maxim's mustered crusade questioned his actions keenly, for their hatred of witches was especially strong, yet Maxim would say only that he acted as the God Emperor bade him, and nothing more. Marshal Maxim set upon his crusade aboard the strike cruiser the Lightbearer. The TANHELM Crusade met many dangers. In the Okori Strait, while halted to take astronomical bearings, the ship was assailed by Orc pirates and boarded. Marshal Maxim led a furious counter-offensive that repulsed the Greenskins. He boarded their flagship and scuttled it, but not before finding strange hints upon the Orc bridge. The Orcs themselves had been purposely directed against the Lightbearer by some shadowy third party. The TANHELM Crusade was attacked again, this time as they sailed through the warp. A host of demonic entities somehow broke through the barrier of the ship's Gellerfield and wrought havoc. During this fighting, a gruesome being fashioned from crystal and living fire broke into the Navigator's sanctum, emulating the Navigator even as he tried to bring the Lightbearer back into real space. The ship would have been lost to the tides of the warp forever, except for Marshal Maxim's foresight in bringing more than one precious mutant with him. Another Navigator took over from the duties of the fallen comrade, and while Maxim and his Chaplains led a heroic holding action, she dragged the ship's strike cruiser through the veil into real space, banishing the demons in the process. Even once they reached the Kerabdim Nebula, still it seemed warring forces bent their wills against the TANHELM Crusade. Aldari hosts struck, slaying and fading as though they already knew where and how the Black Templars would fight. It soon became clear that both the Aldari and the worshippers of Tzeentch sought to prevent them from reaching their goal, yet the TANHELM Crusade fights on, forged on through one battle after the other, drawing closer to the lost blade of Lionheart with every victory against the Xenos and the Heretic. Thank you for watching this video. That was the TANHELM Crusade. It is located in the new Black Templar Codex. Throughout this week, I'm going to be doing other videos dedicated to new Crusades that are also featured in this codex. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and bye-bye.